Yo, what up guys, this is your boy here, Judah. You can giving you another villain deck profile for you guys. This is going to be Saio Takuma, or Sartorious in the dubbed, otherwise known as the leader of the Light of Destruction, or the Light
Society of Light.
The Society of Light, right. Forgot the name for a second. And yeah, he runs an Arcana Force deck, and it's a really cool deck, so we'll just get started. So he has the Knight of Pentacles. He only has one of these. I added 3 because he didn't have a lot of monsters, and I didn't want his like entire deck to be like a lot of dead draws. So I added 3 of these because these aren't that important, and it just has a good effect. It could stop itself from battle. This whole deck, the Arcana Force deck, it's a flip a coin deck. So it has 2 effects. One good effect, depending on which side that you flip, and one bad effect for you. Or sometimes it'll have a bad effect, as in like it'll help your opponent, or it'll help you, or it'll really hurt your opponent, or it'll really hurt you. So it's a very chance type of deck. So it's really good if you get it off. If you're lucky, it could be really good because it has a lot of really good effects. But yeah, so I added 3 Nine of Pentacles, 1 Arcana Force 0, the Fool, Arcana Force 1, the Magician, Arcana Force 3, the Empress, Arcana Force 4, the Emperor, Arcana Force 6, the Lovers, Arcana Force 7, the Chariot, Arcana Force 8, the Strength. This is this card never actually came out, but this is the Strength. This is from the anime. Arcana Force 12, right? Yeah.
Yep.
12, the Hanged Man. Sartorious used that against Chaz. Once again, there's a couple Arcana Forces here that just were never printed for whatever reason, but they were like used in the Tag Force games. Arcana Force, what is that again?
That's 14.
Arcana Force 14, Temperance. Arcana Force 15, the Devil. Arcana Force
18,
the Moon. Sorry guys, I'm not good with Roman numerals.
Yeah, history, that's my thing.
Yeah, Arcana Force 21. The World. And Arcana Force EX, the Light Ruler, and Arcana Force EX, the Dark Ruler. I'm not going to go through all their effects. It's a lot of effects, and essentially, they, like I said, it could either be a good effect for you, or a bad effect for you, or a good effect for your opponent, or a bad effect for your opponent. And, it just goes off like that. So that's the monsters for now. I think that's 18 monsters?
Yeah, 17, 18.
17 or 18 monsters. And that's all that he has. If you guys want to add an extra copy, I guess that's up to you. I mean, I added the Pentacles, like I said, just because we needed some extra monsters and stuff. Anyway, so for the spell cards, we have the Magician's Scale. This is the search card. It searches out a spell card from your deck to your hand by discarding an Arcana Force. Necro Sacrifice, Selection of Fate. This is good because like your opponent can choose a random card in your hand, and if it's a monster, you can special summon it. That's pretty dope. Arcana Force Death Sight. Okay, this is a burn card, so it's kind of like a Flame Wingman. If one of your monsters destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, they would take damage equal to the attack of that monster. So it's like it makes your monsters, one of your monsters, a Flame Wingman, which is pretty dope. Vision. I'm not gonna go through all these effects. It's just a lot. So Vision, Pentacle of Ace, Intervention of Fate, Divination of Fate, Ace Sword, Suits of Sword X, or 10, Suit of Sword 10, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, because the X is X.
Yeah. Cup of Ace. We have the real card, we just couldn't find it, so that's just a cheap printout. It's all dried out. Monster Reincarnation he has, and his field spell Lightbearer, which is if you're able to draw this card, or if you're able to search it with Magician's Scale, or I don't know, it doesn't have any other search card.
I think that's the only one right now.
Yeah, I think it's the only search card that's in there to search this out. So if you do try to search this out, Light Barrier is amazing because this will make it so when you summon any of your Arcana Force monsters, you get to choose which effect activates, the heads or the tails ones. So you can manipulate all your monsters, and if you're able to get that out and protect this card, you're solid. because you'll be able to manipulate the duel however you want.
And you gain life points whenever your Arcana monsters destroy stuff too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that's a second effect.
About that effect. So yeah, that's good too for recovery of life points. It's an amazing card for this deck. If you're able to draw it out, then you're pretty set. And there's a lot of really powerful effects there. So you'll be good. We have Reverse Reborn. This is kind of like a premature burial for Arcana Force and a Monster Reborn. Yeah, the equipped monster has its Tails effect applied.
There's a few monsters whose effects or Tails effects are a lot better than their heads effects, so you gotta be wise when you choose that. You use to activate that card.
Yeah, only use it on the ones that have the good Tails effects, the really strong ones.
Unless you have cards to manipulate, because that's another thing too. There's a reason why there's chance stuff. You manipulate stuff. So.
Yes. And then we have the Sky Lord, which is a combo, which leads into the traps. The Material Lord and Spiritual Lord. I forgot how this is supposed to be used. I think you're supposed to tribute these 3 cards. Like one of them searches the other. So I think if you activate Spiritual Lord, no, Material Lord first, you could search out the Spiritual Lord, and then this searches out the Sky Lord. Once you have all 3, they're continuouses. I think you tribute all of them to summon. Oh yes, it says right here. You can send this face-up card along with the Material Lord and Spiritual Lord you control to the grave. Special summon 1 Arcana Force EX, the light ruler from your hand, deck, or graveyard, ignoring the summoning conditions.
Ooh, that's
so that you could summon your boss monster or your second boss monster with this if you're able to pull off this combo. But the good thing is that they search each other out, so that's good. You don't have to worry about drawing it as much. Well, you'll still have to worry about drawing it, but not. If you just get this card first, that's all you need. Yeah.
You gotta also send certain stuff too, because they have requirements to activate too. So.
Yes. You gotta have like either a monster on the field with a certain level, or discard a monster from your hand with a certain level. And yeah, so we got Arcana Force Call. We have this card too. We couldn't find it. Select 1 Arcana Force monster you control. Banish it. Banish one
monster from your graveyard. 1 Arcana monster from your graveyard. Then target a monster you control, and that monster gains its effects.
Yep.
So
it's really good. Really good. Ace of Wand. What does this do? Activate only when a monster is destroyed by a card effect. Toss a coin heads. The controller's destroyed monster gains life points equal to the total attack of the destroyed monster. That's pretty good. Or Tails, inflict damage to the controller. Okay, so that's a bad effect. So you could lose or gain very heavily from this. So be careful with Ace of Wand. Reversal of Fate. This is a really great card. Select 1 Arcana Force monster you control. That monster's effect is now treated as the opposite coin toss result. All the Arcana Force monsters, their effects activate when they're summoned. So you flip a coin when they're summoned to activate their effects. So it's not like once per turn or whatever. It's only when they're summoned. So once you've already have an Arcana Force monster on the field, that let's say you got Tails or something when it was summoned, and that's like a bad effect. If you have this card, you could make it so it's heads at any point. It doesn't matter. It'll just flip the results, because all the Arcana Force monsters, they're like continuous effects. So once they're summoned, you flip a coin, and then whatever you get heads or tails, you get that effect, and it's a continuous effect. So you get to keep reusing that effect, and you don't have to keep flipping to activate it, because it's not a once per turn thing. It's a continuous effect. So yeah. We got Emperor Staff, which is a pretty good card. This card, your opponent draws 1 card, but this turn, all cards you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. That includes your spells and traps. So it protects your whole field. If your opponent gets to draw 1, but if you're about to lose or about to lose all your advantage, just do it.
That's good to protect your field spell, actually.
Yeah, exactly. Your field spell. If they're trying to get rid of your field spell, nope, just use that and you're good. And then everything else is also protected.
Yep.
So that's an extra plus. Decisive Power of Destiny. Declare 1 monster card name with that card with the declared name is in your opponent's deck. Special summoning and attack resistance to their side of the field. So obviously, if you're having a character duel and you know your opponent's character deck well, if you're facing Yusei, Judai, whoever, and you know by name their monsters, this will always come in handy, because if you know your opponent, you're good. Competitively, actually, if you know the meta well, then that could actually work. But this is an anime card anyway. But
I used it on him and I brought up his Winged Dragon of Raw.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah, during our little test run. But, and he ruined my plans. But yeah, and the final trap card is Tour of Doom, which is the really annoying card that, once again, while we tested, he used against me. And essentially, during each of your opponent's standby phases, you flip a coin. If heads, your opponent cannot normal summon or flip summon until the end phase. Yes, and then if tails, you cannot normal summon or flip summon during your next turn. So he was using this a lot to stop me from summoning my Winged Dragon of Raw or Lava Golem, because I have to tribute monsters to tribute summon it. So this works out more so against older decks, as opposed to, you know, the future 5Ds and on, where everything's more special summon oriented. So that might not be as effective against other players, but against GX and below, against certain GX decks and below, it's a really good card. And yeah, guys, that's the Arcana Force deck. Like I said, I can't read through all of them. It's a lot of effects. I guarantee you guys should look through all the effects. It's very powerful. Like I said, very chancey though. So, you know, don't be upset if you lose, because it's a chance deck. You know, it's like you're not guaranteed to get the pluses, but if you do get the plus, it's like a really huge plus.
The good thing about this deck is really fun. So, like, when you do get the coin toss correctly, like, you really get into the character. Like, I was really getting into it. It was really, really fun.
Yeah, it's super fun. And like I said, if you're fortunate enough to get the field spell right off the bat, then you're set. You're set. Just try to protect it if you can with whatever he has. He doesn't have a lot, but he has enough. It's a fun deck. It's a villain deck. You can't expect much from villains, unlike Marik, who has an actually good deck.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the deck profile for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. We're gonna do another villain deck up next for you guys. So yeah,
Riding Duel Acceleration.
Gotcha.